Before we start the show, we try to do a cold opener, so it gives us some type. Yeah, it gives us a second to sound check and shit. So I'm hot, both physically and metaphorically.
Yeah.
I got to get out my nudes.
Yes, come on, nudes.
Free the puppies.
Yes, come on.
I got to go up.
You got to go up.
Yeah, up. Check.
Oh my god, you have such a soft fucking voice.
Check.
Come on now.
Check.
Come on, you pussy.
Okay, that should be good.
Yeah.
That should be
Yeah. I'll turn us down a little bit. As long as we're on equal volume, I can bring up the volume later.
Hold down that bottom piece. You can pull. There you go.
It's a piece of shit.
There we go. Check.
It's a fucking bass drum mic holder. Before we did it with these microphones, we literally used drum mics for the fucking podcast.
Yeah, we duct taped them. I think we're golden.
We good.
Alright.
What's up, guys? We are the Podunk Punks. I am Lord Mike AJ.
Lord Mike AJ.
I am Lord Mike Bedlam.
And I am Scowling Mike.
Yeah, we are the Podunk Punks. We are saints, not, that other thing. Today we have a very special guest, Miss Teara.
Hello.
So, you are from Dallas.
Salad.
The description that you gave us in the email was from Dallas by way of Los Angeles.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I don't know why the fuck I read Angeles. I guess it's because I'm a fucking idiot.
Damn.
But you've been in Baltimore since 2014.
Correct.
Okay. So, tell us a little bit about the Dallas life and the Baltimore life in contrast.
Well, Dallas was very interesting. They had, there was a very diverse scene for drag and the queer nightlife. And, I participated in that in a very adverse capacity. I wrote for a magazine called Metro A&E, and we wrote about the shenanigans, the debauchery, and alternative lifestyles and what that entails.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I do like that.
So, the column you wrote was Hooking Up with Jesus?
I like that.
Yeah, hooking up with Jesus. So, Jesus is like the first iteration of who I am today. Mm-hmm. And, we've come a long way.
So, I guess let's kind of back up, and why don't you tell people what it is that you actually do and everything. We probably should have started off with that. But what is it that you do?
Well, so now, I have an art collective where I support, a few artists and a couple of performers, and we come together and, we make shows and drag and videos and music and really all kinds of shenanigans.
Cool. So you're kind of the manager that's really pushing a lot of those movements forward.
More like the momager.
Oh, okay. Now, have you ever had to spank anybody?
A couple of times.
All right.
Okay, now we're getting there. Now this is a conversation.
A couple of times.
All right.
Yeah, I do have a little one that we keep in the basement, and she's a rather, interesting little character.
I always need one of those in the basement. Just take her anger out every now and then. Keep it
she
clean.
likes that.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, good.
That's her situation.
It helps. It helps when they like it.
It brings the anger down a bit.
So how long have you been a journalist for? How long have you been covering media like this for?
Since like 2003 or 4 is when I really started just kind of discovering the world around me. I was probably in my early 20s and just out to have fun and be ridiculous and unapologetic.
Did you find the environment kind of easy to get into, or did you find it kind of gatekeepy and weird? Or
yeah, it was really gatekeepy and weird, and you know, I'm quite the opposite of most, you know, drag people, you know, and I really I don't consider what I do or what I did drag, because, you know, they impersonate females. I am a woman.
There you go. There you go. Fucking own it. Hell yeah. Fucking, I was about to say, makeup is on fucking
Thank you.
I really like the eyebrows. That's my favorite part.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
I really like the shade of purple as well.
Thank you.
So, what do you think are like some common misconceptions that people have in the LGBTQ kind of community? That, like, what's the myth and truth? You know, like common misunderstandings. Like the biggest thing that I've noticed is that people have this like set binary dichotomy in their heads, and that's like the first thing that's got to go when you're trying to consume this kind of media and shit like that. Is that like you're looking at a spectrum of existence, and like some people, they don't have to even point on the spectrum where the fuck they go, because like it's just it doesn't have to be a thing.
I mean, you said it right there. I mean, so there's so many misconceptions, right? And for one, Teara, for me as a person, is kind of the expression of some of the things that, you know, kind of a villain-esque individual, you know, doing the obscure and what is not deemed, you know, holy or sanctified or any of that type of stuff. And you know, I feel like a lot of people try to enforce their beliefs on everybody else and their way of life on everybody else, and some people just aren't interested.
Yeah.
So
that's the best way to put it, honestly.
I mean, so no, thank you.
Not one person is going to be the same,
you know.
Especially when you go towards the things that most people see as like some kind of ostracization. You know, when you like death metal and other people hate death metal, they try and stay away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like a willful ignorance too. Like even when you present these people a decent argument or something, it's like just a clutching of the pearls.
You know.
But
so I like to exemplify that.
There you go.
I want to make them clutch everything. I walk by, they clutch their kids. They grab their purse. Girl, definitely hiding their husband. That's for sure.
So, what would you say to somebody who like doesn't know anything about this scene and all the various sub scenes within it? Like, if you were to give somebody a broad overview to kind of take their hand and say, you know, this is what it's all about, what would you tell them?
Well, I mean, for me personally, it's just about experiencing something different, doing something that is not expected in your own world. I feel like that's when you get complacent and you get tired of really having to deal, you know. So for me, it's simply to just support people who are different and do arts and live their life, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all these people who like, when you show them a new scene or whatever, and like right from the get-go, like when you show somebody death metal, for instance, because that's all I can fucking go off of is just some fucking musician. So like when you show somebody death metal, and instantly when they hear the brrr, that's like their brain just shuts down. Like they don't even try to pick anything apart. They just stop listening right when the wall of noise hits them.
It's just noise.
Yeah, and I imagine these people probably go home and like fuck their wife in missionary position, you know, like fucking, like what do you do? Like you just, when you see something new.
Well, actually, those dudes actually hit you up on Grindr later that night while their wife is at home asleep with their children, you know.
So, what are some of your biggest influences in like LGBTQ plus communities, sub-communities, and in like journalism and such?
Oh, I mean that's crazy. So, well, obviously there's John Waters, right? Who is
I love John Waters.
Who is the mecca of, you know, filth and transgressive visual medias. But aside from that, for me, it's more people who embrace the space that they take up. You know, there's a performer named Boom Boom who is just everything. A huge individual, takes up a huge amount of space, and like they just really get to people. They get under their skin and move them, you know. And that's like, wow, I want to be disgusting like that.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about. Like, every performance, if you're a performer of any sort, should be aimed to be a moving performance. If you have no emotion in it, that's the day you should probably quit.
You know.
Yeah, that's the truth. I will say, too, that I have seen Pink Flamingos at least 4 times.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
One of the best movies I've ever seen.
I try to, you know, we had my house, the House of Deathglam. We had a show where it was a roast, and it was a John Waters inspired roast. So we put the person that we were roasting, Ali Kazan, we put them in a little playpen, and we threw eggs at them all night. So they played Edith the Egg Lady, girl. We had about 5 different divines at that show.
Oh, yeah.
12 dozen eggs.
Yeah. Oh,
damn. That's a lot. Damn. That had to be rancid.
We destroyed that venue. You know, absolutely. It was sold $6.
You know, when I was looking you up and I was doing some research on you, I noticed that at some of these shows you had Divine there, and I was like, Divine? No way, they didn't get the real Divine there. And then I realized that Divine died in like 88. So that was just a dumb ass problem.
Well, actually, so some of the shows I've done, we've worked with a person named Divine Trash, who is one of the world's foremost Divine impersonators. Okay. So she's even recognized by the estate of Divine and John Waters and all of these things. She's been published a lot too, and you know, getting published for a queer performer is very difficult sometimes. But yeah, she's doing her thing.
That's awesome.
She's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit of like how House of Deathglam kind of came about?
Well, so originally it was started by statutory rape. You know, who, God rest his soul. She's
oh shit, that's amazing.
And yeah, you know, there was several individuals: Veronica Lush and Section 8, and Desiree Dick, Whimsy Thrift, and you know, it was a very interesting collective. And I came into the scene, and I was really, you know, fresh here, and really looking to, you know, be a part of something. And so, you know, over the years we've grown, and we've, you know, we have the alums, and we've got a new crew in right now, which are what I call my children. Mm-hmm. So, we have several shows that are going on, making videos. Right now we're filming a cooking series.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
You know, it's
I want to watch that.
What kind of cooking series? How to fucking cook people? Or?
You know, we do cook some people.
Hey,
out of request, can you please teach me how to make dick cookies?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Cool.
Purely out of request.
Yes, sir. We can make that happen.
So, what was like some of the most notable House of Deathglam kind of big shows?
Well, we have Provocateurs, which is really an exploration in fetish and kink.
Nice.
And we take that from a totally different perspective and open it up as a conversation with the audience, and get them involved in expressing, you know, some of their questions or intimate experiences and different things. And then, you know, we have I do kind of an installation piece in that, where, you know, we'll either tie somebody up or catch things on fire, beat them up, or shove things in them.
Man, it's like a fucking mini Rammstein or something.
That's what I was going to say.
Squeeze things out of them, you know.
Oh, boy.
Whatever we got to do, you know.
Yeah. I was talking to Mike earlier.
I'm saying.
I was about to say, when me and Mike were talking earlier, when we were killing time, I was starting to interview him, and I was like, you know, we haven't actually interviewed you yet, Michael, so, you know, let me squeeze a little bit of that information. Allow me to please, in the words of Robert Plant, squeeze your lemon.
Oh, yeah, I lost it at that point. I was just like, oh, is this what this interview is going to be? Is it going to be a meme?
Please let it be that.
So how many people do you think you manage?
Well, there's Paria Sinclair. I don't really manage, I really don't manage. It's more like a partnership, a group, and a friendship, and I just try to provide the best amount of advice and knowledge that I've accumulated over the years, and try to get them the best foot forward that I can. So there's Paria Sinclair. Section 8 is what I call my aborted baby.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a hot mess. The poor kid, she's a poor kid, Misbehaving, I have Misbehaving, Princess Switchblade.
That's a grindcore.
Yeah, that's a grindcore one. And Cherub. And there's a lot of other kids out there that, I talk to and try to guide. And, I do have a new baby. She's got 2 personalities, and she's kind of interesting. Her name is Madeline McPherson, also known as Diana Bechamel Sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, so.
That is a mouthful.
Fancy.
Whoa. Got too many kids. I'm looking for the baby daddy still. We had a show the other night trying to find the baby daddy. I'm still ain't found him. I found one, but I still got 19 other children.
Yeah, which one of you looks like he's a goddamn kid?
Which one of you has a check?
We are throwing a PTA now, or a public service announcement. Please find this woman's baby daddy.
Please.
We need to find him.
Some milk cartons.
I gotta feed the children. They all hungry.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So, what do you think is probably like the craziest thing you've ever seen in your travels?
I mean,
I know you've probably
can take
seen
a minute
lot,
if you need to.
Is this gonna be on a family-friendly channel?
No, Jesus Christ, fuck that. No, hell no.
Nah, I mean, you name it. I've seen water sports and hooks in people's faces and backs and hanging from ceilings and...
You had me in water sports.
I mean, there's all kinds of shit. I mean, name it. What haven't I seen?
Shit, it's like Rule 34, only with like the fucking underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So, pretty much that.
Have you guys ever done the Orpheus Club?
No, we have talked about it and thought about it, but I haven't really made.
It's a pretty friendly venue. We've seen some crazy shit.
I've heard.
I've heard. The black metal band.
I think so.
And the chick just like took off all her clothes. Was just.
Oh
wearing,
no, that was the Depot.
Was it the Depot?
Yeah, it was Sire, dude.
Oh
Sire's
shit! Yeah, you're right. So was the Orpheus the one where we had to fucking walk all of our bullshit upstairs?
Yes.
Okay, I take that back. Fuck that venue.
That's the one. That's. I looked at the floor plan. I was like, I don't know if I can make this. Really work.
Man, I went upstairs in that joint because we brought all our stuff upstairs and then we went downstairs just to look at the venue. And there was like one of those X cross racks in the back with a bunch of chains on it that looked like fresh blood, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this show. I don't know where that's been.
Maybe I did do a show there.
Oh God! The last thing I needed to see was a cat of 9 tails. I would have been like, fuck. This is what I become?
Yep.
How come I haven't seen a band use one of those fucking coffins with the nails in them as a stage prop yet? That's
a good
badass.
question.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think I might have to make one of those.
Do it. You have to make them so that like they got springs on them or something, so that when you close it, the springs just go inward and doesn't actually. Or you can just make them fuck up the person inside.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's like a mini Iron Maiden.
Oh jeez. So what are some of like your personal hobbies? Like out when you're not hooking up with all these artists and everything, what do you do in your spare time?
So a lot of filming and a lot of editing. So I do a lot of different filming.
What do you use?
So editing now, I use a series of apps, a whole bunch of different apps, just depending on what I'm looking for, and what kind of transitions and slides and whatever I need to put in there. And so I've gotten a decent workflow on that now.
Not trying to like, throw your secrets out.
Nah, I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many. There's a bunch. So I just jump between them for whatever kind of I want to throw onto something. And for like filming wise, I used to use a bunch of different cameras, but now I'm just really hooked on my iPad. I go crazy with it.
Really? That's cool. You can do so much off of fucking it. Didn't
it's nuts.
release an
Did you know
entire
that?
album?
Did you know that the Gorillaz released the entire Fall album on an iPad? Like they just recorded it while they were.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's pretty dope.
Yep.
Those things can do anything.
I'm telling you. So like I have a full, recording studio on my iPad. I have a full video studio on my iPad.
It comes with GarageBand, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but there's a bunch of other, stuff that's good too. Give you some variety.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you're done with all that, you can just play Angry Birds.
That's it. Just scroll Facebook endlessly.
Yeah. God, imagine how much more we could get done if Facebook never existed.
Oh my God.
I agree, dude.
It's a blessing and it's a fucking curse. Mostly a curse.
I actually try to stay away from it. I'll get on and I like limit myself, I'll go take a gander at it and then go on to other things because otherwise it's a time suck.
Yeah,
and I
true.
can't, I ain't got no goddamn time.
Exactly. I'll be sitting there scrolling, and then you look up, and it's like, holy shit, it's been like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, okay, I can't let this thing like take hold of my life anymore.
That's it.
So I just like let it go for like a day, and I'll get on there. There's like 31 notifications. Like, shit, where have I been?
Be on here for the next 2 goddamn hours.
Yep. I just like to get on there, drop a turd on the kids, and be like, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Walk away, and they go wild. They're like, ah!
Say hi to what was the dog's name?
This is Nano. This is my animal. She died in 2017, and we turned her into a purse. She's a couture Pomeranian.
Living her best life.
Living her best afterlife. Her legs have fallen off and shit. She's I'm
okay with this.
She's had her whole life.
I wish I could be that useful. I'm barely useful when I'm alive. I wish somebody could make me into some shit after I die.
Turn your mic up a bit.
Turn my mic up?
Just a little bit.
Pee-pee.
There you go.
Pee-pee vagina.
You're good.
Okay.
Woo!
So, what made you want to come out to Baltimore?
Yeah, why Baltimore of all places?
Well, I got a good job here. So I left Dallas and went to Las Vegas and worked that angle for a little bit. And, Baltimore seemed like I actually was shooting for like Annapolis or DC. I wanted a real good paying job, but
Annapolis is nice.
But Baltimore is where it ended for me. And like, I've enjoyed it. It's provided a lot of opportunity for me.
Fuck driving in Baltimore.
Yeah. If I lived in Baltimore, I probably wouldn't even have a car, honestly.
It's awful.
Fucking, I don't know, man. You could try Segway or something, but you get robbed on that.
Well, now they got those little Uber scooters you can get.
Yeah.
Just like scoot around on that.
It's not too bad.
I don't even rob people, but if I saw a motherfucker or just going by on a razor, I'd be like, you know what? No, I'm sorry.
Give me that thing.
It's happening. Fucking A. So, I mean, is there anything in Baltimore that necessarily sets it or distances it from the Dallas scene, or are they pretty hegemonic in their overall tone and what kind of comes out of them, or?
No, I mean, Dallas is in a league of its own. There are very few drag markets and queer markets like Dallas, where there's a huge community that supports it. There's a huge business around it. And the major holidays are covered with events. There's major pageantry systems for people to climb. And so there is that here. There's just it's a different caliber in both places. But Baltimore's working on it. People are really trying hard to make it a lively place.
From what I've seen, it is kind of on the up and up. Like, the culture definitely has grown more in the past decade from what I've seen. Because, didn't they... Was it the Depot, where like right around the corner there's that new gay bar? Where did we go? And there was like this really nice like fucking neon gay bar, and like I think
that was DC.
I think me and Nick went out to get milkshakes, and we ended up going by there, and it just looked pretty nice.
That was DC.
Ballin' ass party.
We went down to Q Street.
Q Street.
That was that same show. We were talking to her about that show we did with the staples in the ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was on Q Street. It was across the street. I remember what you were talking about.
Yeah, okay.
There was I remember that because there was a pizza place down the street. You guys were like, "Hey, we should go get some milkshakes," and then you went past, and it was just like a bumping ass party going on in there.
I remember somebody from inside was like, "Hey, what are y'all doing?" It was like, "We're in a death metal band. We're playing a show." And they're like, "Ooh," and just like walked away. And we're like, "Oh, okay."
Thanks, I guess.
Damn.
We won't be seeing you there.
more death metal for us. Okay. Fucking A. So, Mike's girlfriend wanted to know, what the hell is happening in your profile pic? What the fuck is going on?
Well, yeah, that was a show I did. I had some boys on chains. You know, we were walking on. We had to take the boys for a walk. You know, and then, you know, we do these numbers that they're very involved.
Right.
So
look very zombified. It looks like the BDSM version of what Britney Spears wishes she could do.
You know, that's exactly. Thank you for recognizing that.
But she's like, boys. It's like, bitch, out here with that shit.
Nah. You know, if you gotta walk something, it might as well be humans.
I agree. We are all animals on the inside.
That's
anyway.
it, girl.
I feel like everybody in this fucking music videos, you know, like every rapper and like Britney Spears. Well, I guess it can only be female musicians who have the fucking males in the background. I know there's actually a couple gay musicians who have done the males in the background too, and it's fucking awesome. But all the males in the background of these music videos, they all need to like. Cause there's like an army, and they all need to like face off and fight and see who has like the best male army or whatever. It's like all these people commanding their armies just fucking fight.
Can you see that at one of your shows?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm working on that right now.
It's like man, bitch, fight.
You just gotta get the permits to kill.
You know, we do have lube wrestling coming up.
Ooh.
at a LGBTQ adult experience club.
That sounds like mud wrestling, only a lot harder to get off.
So lube wrestling, how's that going to work?
Lube wrestling.
Is it KY or is it just end up where they end up? Excuse me, man. Was that your foot in my ass?
Know. Kind of like maybe like Jello wrestling, but slippier.
Jello wrestling. How come I've never heard about Jello wrestling?
Never heard of Jello wrestling?
I've never heard about Jello
Oh my god.
Man, I
haven't lived.
Get ready to live, bro.
I haven't been on Pornhub in like 3 years, and I know what Jello wrestling is.
Do you eat the Jello?
I mean, if you're hungry.
God, the sweat.
It's the best of both worlds.
Oh God, how salty it would taste.
You know. I mean,
oh god, would you get a venereal disease from eating Jello?
You could potentially.
I hope not. There's Jello in parts that I didn't want Jello.
Eat the forbidden Jello.
Potentially.
Oh boy.
The forbidden Jello.
That's it.
The forbidden fruit, man.
You just shake the Jello a little bit and see shit crawling around in it.
All of a sudden, Bill Cosby pops out.
Oh no!
Hey.
Chocolate pudding. What's your favorite music? List off some good ass bands.
Oh my god!
What do people gotta hear?
So I mean, I'm old school. So, but right now I'm actually really into this this artist named Skind, SKYND, and they really explore these vignettes of serial killers and murders, and they write a song about it, and then the visuals from the media, the music video is just, it's really intense.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Do you like death metal?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I don't hate it.
Some of the best music videos are some of the goriest music videos I've ever seen are from Tool and like really brutal death metal. Cattle Decap.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to Cattle Decapitation?
Mm-mm.
They have a video called Forced Gender Reassignment. It's exactly what it sounds like.
I'm into that.
With a GIMP.
Yeah.
I'm hungry even more.
It's fucking awesome. There's this guy. The video starts off. There's this guy protesting a gay pride event or something.
It's like a big knock to Westboro Baptist Church because they were like doing all that shit at the time before their dickhead leader died.
So there's this guy with like a fucking sign. This guy, like no homo, whatever, and this fucking guy just comes out of nowhere, whips out a fucking gun, shoots it so everyone fucking scatters off, then shoots the guy in the back or something and drags him into his fucking gimp basement. He puts on his fucking leather shit and he captures a chick and a dude and fucking takes the private parts and 69s them.
Exactly how the song title sounds.
Sounds like a Tuesday night.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially in Texas.
Did somebody write a song about a detachable penis?
Yes. It was about a penis getting cut off. And
I thought there was actually a song
balloon.
called like Detachable Penis.
Probably.
Shit.
If there isn't, we should write it.
Dude, if I had a detachable penis, I'd lose it in a week and never be able to fucking
That's
find
what
it
I'm
again.
saying.
Yeah,
if my head weren't screwed on, I'd lose that bitch, let alone my dick. Like,
you also set fire to a Pop-Tart.
Screw it in upside down by accident and shit. Yeah, I did almost set fire to a Pop-Tart. Me and Mike were talking earlier. I did set fire to a fucking Pop-Tart. I almost burned my fucking house down at age 13 trying to fucking make myself some food, okay?
I did burn my house down at like maybe age 10 or 12.
Oh,
actually twice. But probably both of those ages.
Was it while trying to make food?
Bacon.
Fucking
bacon.
Burn a house down club.
You know?
All right.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
But I was a pyro too. But that's not why I burned my house down.
The other day, I almost set fire making ramen noodles. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, the thing just went over the bubbles went over the fucking thing, and it just went. I was like,
they're surprisingly flammable, which makes me think they're not really noodles. I don't know.
well, obviously they're plastic.
You could use them as, like, if your car breaks down or something on the side of the road, you could probably use them fucking things as a flare. Just set fire to some fucking ramen noodles and just put it out. I don't fucking know.
all of China, no, Japan would probably burn down. There's so many ramen shops over there.
I do burn almost every frozen pizza I cook, though.
Yeah. But who doesn't? Let's be honest here. Who doesn't burn those?
The fucking 15 minutes I forget. I'm just like, yo.
Half the time I leave it in for 15 minutes, like it says, and it's still burnt.
And it's still
fucking asshole. I just want some pepperoni goodness.
Cooking times may vary, motherfucker.
Have you ever had Red Baron pizza?
Yeah.
That's some good shit.
It's built to fucking burn.
Some good shit, though.
What the fuck? This is like the most flammable fucking one. Every time I make pizza, that's the one that's like just a sheet of fucking ash when I bring it out.
What's your go-to struggle food?
Oh, dude, my go-to struggle for, like, are we talking like there's nothing in the house?
Nothing in the house. You got like $5. You got $5.
I am going to be called so gross for saying this, but I just recently found out that I really like peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's really good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh.
It's
I was just in a show that mayonnaise will never be a thing in my life ever again.
Okay, well,
Now hold on.
I guess I don't feel as bad now.
Please elaborate.
You know,
well, please.
imagine the nastiest, dirtiest, stankiest, just most offensively smelling disgustingness.
Is it like old?
Covered in mayonnaise and...
Oh, I thought the mayonnaise was gonna be the nasty.
No, the mayonnaise was just the vehicle, the lube, so to say.
The last show we played, there was this band. What the fuck was it? Eminem DFL.
Men Drinking Four Loko.
Yeah, and the singer was fucking. He was doing his thing, fucking screaming, and while he was screaming, he was like taking off his pants, and he had the smallest, little, cutest dick you ever did see. It was so fucking. He just wanted to fucking. I don't know.
It wasn't even cold.
But yeah, it was kind of cold. It wasn't cold inside, and he was sweating. And you think, I mean, like the smallest little pair of toy balls. But anyway. It sticks with me. Okay, look, every time I've seen a dick in my life, I can't get the imagery out of my head. There was this...
You're not looking at the right dicks.
Put a pin in MDFL. When I was in high school, there was this dude who was like... He was the gayest kid in school. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, he was the most, like, outwardly, like, flamboyant and fucking, like, all about it, like, awesome. But he was like, objectively, like, if there was a fight, he was just, like, gayest kid in school. And he had this boyfriend one day that was like, what the fuck? He was like a completely different kind of person than what that person was. But it was just a weird couple thing. I was like, okay, you know, cool. So one day, me and my buddy JR, we get out of gym class. And, you know, I'm fucking lunch tray, got my rice, got my fucking milk, got my goddamn Mexican pizza, got it all together, and I'm fucking sitting down. And, you know, I'm eating, we're having a conversation, and they sit down, it's like, oh, cool, whatever. And I drop my spork, and when I fucking look under, he's fucking giving him a handy under the table, but it's not the handy that I was bothered by, it was the fucking penis. It was this, like, decrepit-looking pencil dick. Like, imagine, like... Okay, hold on. You know those rocket ship popsicles? Yeah. It was like that with like a fucking peanut underneath. Like, I swear to God, that was it. And that has stuck with me. And then this guy's chode at the fucking MDFL show, he was doing his fucking shit. And then he's like down a beer, and he's still got a little bit of beer left in the bottle, but he's like, whatever. And he sticks the bottle up his ass and then like does this, and he
basically used it as a tail.
Yeah, he used it as a tail for a little bit. And that didn't... Yeah, it's cool. Shove a bottle up your ass. But he takes it out and he starts flinging the poo beer at people in the fucking audience. And I got the poo beer on me.
I got the poo on me.
Oh, Lord.
I got the poo on me.
It was the worst. I walked in at that point. Like that, I went outside, smoked a cigarette, missed maybe half the set, walked in, and it was just poo beer getting flung at me. I was like, I didn't sign up for this. Should have stayed outside with my cigarettes and cancer.
Nobody signs up for... Well, there might be a select few who sign up for the poo beer.
Yeah.
At one of the Filthiest People Alive shows that we do, there was this performer there. He did animal orbital balls with paint in his taint. Okay? He was painting pictures from his asshole.
That's...
Can you buy this art online?
I mean...
I think the Podunk punks need it right there.
Yeah. I think I will decorate my house with butt.
And then right after, somebody made a milkshake with chocolate from their butt.
Huh.
And drank it.
So what, like, they put regular milk up there? And
No, they put chocolate. They put chocolate in their butt. They had milk in their titties. They squeezed the milk out of their titties, and then they
okay.
The chocolate.
Oh.
And they shaked up the milk. And they drank it.
Dude.
And they drank it.
So,
damn.
Does that count as eating ass?
I guess. They ate their own ass.
The forbidden ass nectar.
They drank their own ass.
That reminds me of that Tub Girl video.
Doesn't everyone have a curiosity about what their ass tastes like now? Because I mean, me and Mike eat some ass. You eat ass?
Of course.
We all connoisseurs of ass.
Ass is ass.
Ass is ass.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know if I would taste my own ass.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I have that curiosity. Like, damn, what's my own ass taste like?
Yeah, I mean,
I guess at one point in our life we do know, because when we're a little before we're a fetus, we're literally an asshole with a mouth.
I guess you're right, but I don't remember that. I don't remember what my butthole tastes like.
I don't even remember what I did 20 minutes ago. So
Feel that?
Jeez Louises. So we have a article from Baltimore Fishbowl that I pulled here. And it says, Baltimost, Jonathan Snedden, IT administrator and artist behind Teara Newhole Gsus.
yes.
And has a wonderful picture of you and your dog. And nice big old pack of Newports. Let's see here. Baltimore. Baltimore is a Baltimore Fishbowl feature series that asks locals what they love about their city. The idea is to celebrate Baltimore and the people who make it unique. Aw. So what makes Baltimore the what makes Baltimore the Baltimost to you?
Baltimore.
It was hard to read.
Yeah, why?
Plus, it's in italics, and I don't have my glasses. I can't see without my glasses. It could be a favorite place, a great meal, a memorable interaction, or something else entirely. Email suggestions. Okay. Yeah, and then, well, it's their interview with you from here, so fuck that. But no, I mean it's cool that I would manage to find that, but surprisingly, you're hard to find online.
Yes.
Yeah, we tried finding hooking up with Jesus online, but we couldn't find it.
It's old, 2007. I've only found one, like one of the print versions, so it was in print.
See, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
I thought that some of your stuff must have been in print.
Yeah.
Put on the internet.
So, and then they didn't have a very good, internet selection back then, like as robust as social media is now. So, working in radio, working in magazines that are, and head shops and porn stores and, music stores and stuff like that. It's not a lot of coverage in 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then, yeah, I mean, people have become more curious now. I've always considered myself more underground.
They always were curious.
They really always were. Okay, the paycheck proves otherwise. So, but yeah, I mean, so it's interesting, and a lot of people I wouldn't expect come to shows, and people write me and send me dick pics and all.
I mean, you're bound to get them. I mean, we're bound to get them.
Tons of them. They don't stop. So,
is it mostly ugly dick pics, or is every now and then? It's okay.
Right now, it's the foreigners are going crazy. It's come in waves, over the years. Yeah, I used to get them in the mail. Back, yeah, back before they really started sending them on the internet.
Physical copies
of dicks.
I'm not gonna lie, man.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. The moment that a camera was made, somebody had to have taken a picture of their dick. It's
I'm pretty sure my mom found my nudes at like 13, and they were Polaroids.
Oh shit! Yeah. Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
Who's taking pictures of it? That's none of your business, bitch. Like, okay. You're fucking 13. Mind your business.
You'd be happier if you just fucked off. I was actually really lucky that I went my whole life and never caught my parents fucking.
I did. It's not the best. It's not. It's not. Like you think
did you get the stank too? Like when you open up, did you get any smell of the stank?
No, of course not. Why would you ask that? No. I mean, you think that watching porn, you just walk in, oh, look, two people are fucking. But no, it hits home, dude. I'm telling you. I got some PTSD from that shit.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you see?
Probably about an 8.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
TV light. Fucking TVs, man.
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure, like, my buddies in school, like, used to try to stay the night so they could hear my parents banging.
That's an odd fetish.
I'm like, why are y'all like?
It's a thing. I've seen videos. People just like taking sounds.
Yeah.
Fucking in the
Y'all want to go over to Tommy's house and watch his parents fuck?
Come on, I mean, cool. Like, yeah. I'm gonna go smoke this blunt. Yeah.
Everyone had that one weird as fuck kid in high school who was like, I got nudes of my sister, guys. You want to see?
Dude, oh God. I remember there was one dude that like him and his sister went to like our classes and shit, like all of our classes.
I remember that. Oh no!
Everyone said that they fucked. Like
they said that they fucked,
said that
didn't
they
they?
Fucked. Yeah, they were like, I think it was the pressure bullshit. Like everybody was already saying like, yeah, fucking.
That's not something that you just go, oh, maybe we should just live up to that. Like, yeah, we fucked.
Yeah, fine. You know what? We did it. We still fuck my brother. That's so weird.
Fuck your brother.
Never had any of that.
Oh man, confusion. Familial confusion.
That's a big thing, though. Like people are really into that kind of porn.
Yeah, and that goes to show you, like, the more curiosity there is about something.
That's it, right?
Yeah, we haven't asked her. We haven't asked her the inaugural question.
You're right. The mandatory.
What kind of porn are you watching?
I watch everything, all of it.
Is there any one specific thing that you're like digging right now? 'Cause I know sometimes it comes in waves. Like, oh man, I want to watch the butt stuff. And the other day, you're like, oh, I want some titties. You know?
I mean, I like to see people go out and do some shit they ain't normally do. You know what I mean?
Like public shit?
Like public shit, or just like fucking people up. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I recently discovered these people that are driving up on folks and like jizzing on them and shit.
Oh, isn't it called seagulling?
Yeah.
Sharking. I thought.
Oh, it was like seagull or something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I can't. I remember watching a compilation video. Of those.
And hit and run jizzle.
Yeah, like this dude's just like sitting there waiting for this fucking the elevator to open. He's sitting there jerking it, and as soon as the chick starts walking out, he's like,
Yep.
like 6 ropes right in her face.
In Britain, back in the 90s, it was a big thing to, like, come in your hand and just find somebody, fucking smack them and run.
That's crazy.
You ever heard of load bearding?
Nah.
It's when you jizz in your hand and then rub it in someone's beard.
Yeah.
Just some random person.
Yeah, I don't think I'd appreciate that.
I would not either. This tiny little
Imagine falling
stubs
asleep
I
at a
got.
party. He's like, why the fuck my beard crusty?
You ever heard of fish hooking?
I think so.
So it's like you're banging somebody from the back and you
yeah.
just grab.
Oh, dude, that's the worst.
This chick she told me, she's like, yo, dude, I fish hooked this dude last night. And I was like, what? The fuck are you talking about? Like, how? Don't even know what that is. She's like, I'm banging him from the back. I'm like, you're banging him from the back. She's like, yeah. Banging him from the back, and then I just go like this and rip his jaw open, basically.
God. Damn.
That's like a Chelsea grin.
I was like,
one of
what?
those smile-
Yeah.
smiles. Fucking.
And I've seen it in, like, the hardcore shit. Where like, the plow cam's in the front, and the chick's like,
yeah, dude. The worst is donkey punching. Like, you don't.
the
like,
worst is purple sock. Are you fucking me?
Well, I mean, that's usually a voluntary thing, right?
I don't know.
I have a friend that likes to sit on traffic cones.
That's actually impressive.
They have to stretch for like a week.
Yeah, you gotta
To
get your
get-
pre-stretches in. Shit.
I'm like, how in the fuck?
Yeah.
Pooping
Does that-
pancakes.
Girl.
Now,
Damn,
I mean,
dude.
the glory about that is that once you get it in there, I mean, it's a funnel, so you can, like, butt drugs if you want, you know? I mean, it's a funnel.
Don't ever say funnel to me ever again.
Looks like you really got your shit covered. Never say shit covered to me again. Have you ever seen Zach and Miri make a porno?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's one of my favorites.
Staple film.
I was watching a like the exhibitionist shit, like the I'm gonna go into the girls' fucking shower rooms and just film underneath them while they're trying to get all the sand off their body. And this one dude was just sitting there and got just wave of pee on him. Like the chick just pissed in the shower and just dripped on top of this dude, and she's like, "That's what you get." It was
Remember the one we were watching where the chick, oh my god, she was like licking somebody's asshole and they farted and it split her hair.
yeah.
It's like she had bangs and then she was like eating somebody out and then they just went and her bangs went. They're like, what?
Yeah, I made a video a long time ago in like 2005, and we were just gonna get this straight boy together. You know, me and my couple of girlfriends, couple of my little, gay friends. You know, we decided we were just gonna shave his body and like just make him do kind of weird shit, and it turned into something completely else. Like the girls were really trying to make this motherfucker gay that night. I mean,
did it work?
They did.
Whatever.
They actually came to me a couple days later, and it was like, I think I'm questioning my sexuality. I was like, dude,
always question your sexuality.
Always.
Everybody, like, if you don't really study these things, you're not gonna know.
That's it.
So I think you only listed like 1 or 2 bands as when we were going over that. What's
so
some
like
stuff people got to listen to?
So Helvete Inc is one of our projects that we have going on right now. They
I think I saw a video on, I don't know if it was your page or Helvete's page, of y'all piercing each other's mouths.
yeah, but with barbecue skewers. So yeah, we do staples and barbecue skewers and safety pin shit.
That's the one he showed me. I was just like, we got to get them on, dude.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we do some crazy shit, and you know, Sean, Teara, they always really want to be like the most with whatever their performance is and really kind of have a meaning behind it. And so, you know, I really appreciate their music and what they create. It's in my playlist with, you know, Marilyn Manson and Tool and Ministry and, you know, all the
Did you see Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie when they came around?
No, I saw Marilyn Manson probably on the tour before that. I missed the Rob Zombie one. But I've seen tons of bands in my time. My favorite was 9 Inch Nails and Tool in like 96.
Oh, God. That had to be good shit.
My brother actually went to that show.
Yeah, so that was pretty ridiculous. I mean, I saw Dave Williams. Dave Williams went to my high school. And from Drowning Pool, and so I saw him at what was that show? Big Freaking Deal in 2000 with Pantera before those guys went out.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of big bands over the years. I just like music, you know. Ogre is one of my favorite project bands. You ever heard of it?
I think
so. It's Maynard from Tool and a couple other guys. One of the guys from Slipknot. Their song "Water" is like really one of my go-to songs. I love hearing that and dancing to it, moving to it. That's a cool song to me. So,
what was the industrial band that you just saw not too long ago with Olivia? Or was that Good Charlotte? What did you guys go see?
We didn't go see Good. No, we saw an emo band. We went and saw Taking Back Sunday.
Oh shit!
Which is pretty good.
I've seen Take It Back Sunday. Yeah,
they did their whole first album, like from start to finish. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
You know what's really fucking sad? Since the 21st Century Breakdown album by Green Day, they've released like 7 or 8 albums.
I didn't even know.
Didn't even know about it. Like 7 albums. Like legit, you look up their Spotify, there's like fucking 14 albums on there. And it's like, whoa, when did this happen?
Yeah, truth.
And now they're all completely fucking pop. Like I knew that they were always pop more than punk, but god damn, now he's doing like more like the falsetto singing and stuff like that, like the woo, like weird auto-tune shit. Like, which is fine, but for like Green Day, I don't get it.
I was really into mindless self-indulgence for a long time too.
You was some MSI, huh?
Yeah.
Did you like Angels and Airwaves too?
See, that's the funny
thing. You gonna take that shit?
Did you have the side bang and you were?
Actually,
that was
I
me.
did. I did have the side bang.
We were all trying to cover out the darkness, block the darkness.
I was really into Deering Gray too. So I dyed my hair black and red.
Yeah.
And like I got the swoop at one point. I didn't even try to get the swoop. I was just like, what happened here? When did this happen? But now my hair is just long as fuck, so luckily I don't get the swoop.
I had the swoop, and then I also wore like the Bullet for My Valentine t-shirts that were like fucking skin tight. I can't move, but I'm fucking badass. I'm like the only fucking metal. It's so original.
It's like
so get this was my sense.
Lift your hand up and your belly button just pop out.
Lift my hand up, and my fucking sleeve would just like shoot up underneath my arm.
I got a rash.
This was my sense of style in 2011. Okay, it was long hair. And this is what my hair did. It was like pinned straight here, and then a fucking curl that my mother gave me on this side, where it was just like, like the harshest fucking dumb fuck curl you ever did see. And then the rest was like pinned straight. And then I wore like Led Zeppelin shirts and shit, like classic rock shirts, but they were all like two sizes too small. So it was like the tight t-shirt shit. But then I wore fucking like bell-bottom jeans, like I wore fucking bootcut jeans, and then I wore mountain shoes. So I was like,
the one thing you didn't do was wear trip pants.
Yeah, I never got into the, but I wore this skinny jean
Yeah, you totally skipped from blue jeans to skinny jeans instead of that little like trip pants.
Mom, I like bullet for my Valentine now. I need to go to Hot Topic. I need to get it. Mom, take me to Hot Topic. God, can you just leave me and my friends at the mall? Why do you gotta stay outside in the car? God.
So you're you are a filmmaker.
Correct.
Yeah. Do you do what's your specialty? Like horror movies?
I mean, so really, I've done a lot of different things, but I'm working on a couple of queer shorts, making some music videos right now. I just did a BDSM video with a dominatrix named Andre, and
This is like a promotional video for that?
yeah, something that they can put out in their circuits or whatever.
That's great.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. They did some like pain torture, and they carved their name in somebody's chest.
Well, it's a good thing they got that on film.
Yeah.
You know,
we're gonna have to do a reaction video to that.
yeah.
Hey,
Great.
So
that's pretty dope.
yeah, that's pretty interesting.
So you said John Waters is one of your. I'm assuming John Waters is one of your like film inspirations.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you look at what they did, and you know, they really pushed a lot of boundaries. I really want to be deliberate in some of the content that I make, and really put out media that's, you know, not only on brand with who I am and what I represent and my friends and my family, but also, you know, kind of some of the extremes in the community and misconceptions, and really exploit those, and also make it funny and relatable. So
that's pretty cool. I am an inspiring filmmaker myself.
it's fun.
It is. It's very fun to just kind of like put your fucking thoughts on
And just make nothing, like something out of nothing, you know, like for no reason.
I'm really into like the B movie style.
Yeah, that's kind of where I live. I want it to look, you know, old. I started out in like film photography on analog, you know, cameras, and developing things in dark rooms. And
I just got into photography actually.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. And you know, from there, you know, I had a professor in college that told me, you know, you won't ever make any money off of this kind of stuff. You gotta transition to digital. This is probably in like the early 2000s. And I really didn't like that idea, but also I saw the practicality of it, because, you know, making good quality prints, you know, by hand was really time consuming, and digital is too. And then filmmaking, you're editing for ever.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
all of my time, all of my spare time, my me time is editing.
It does kind of beat like having to go to the fucking photo store every week to just get your shit.
Yeah.
Or even when you're like with the film, with the fucking like wind up bullshit that you used to do, like you gotta wait like a week for that to come back. You don't even know if it's gonna come out good.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess, you know, analog does still have that like really good feel to it. Like I've seen a lot of bands do like album art through analog. So one of the bands we listened to, Carcass, they're one of their first albums. They were like, my sister's got like a medical booklet with all these like organs and shit, and we'll just scrapbook them onto a piece of paper, take a picture of it, and it'll be our album cover. Yeah, and it's doing stuff like that is really cool, especially when you use what you can. Yeah, and I'm right now I'm learning how to animate, and nice. We actually had another animator come on, an aspiring animator, Andy Green.
So I want to add some animation elements into
like stop motion.
Well, yeah, and do a little bit of that with kind of layering digital medias, and so I'm doing that instead. In the Helvete Inc video, the next Helvete Inc video. And that's been kind of a challenge for me, but it's also, I've learned a lot in that process, and kind of started, I feel like every time you learn a new like technical skill, like your complexity and how you're able to make new things just blooms. like, and how you see things and how to obtain that visual images. It just grows every time.
No, I feel that.
Us is like
music.
Yeah, noise artists and shit like that. I mean, you can look at your pedals and shit and organize them in a certain way and do whatever the fuck you want to do, and it's kind of analogous.
Yeah.
Fucking when it comes to like effects and stuff like that in film, like your blood spurts and like I don't know, things going through like bullets or something. Do you prefer like the real effects, or do you prefer like post-production effects?
See, I want to do post-production effects. I want it to look kind of
Michael Bay.
Real. No, I mean, I want it to look janky on purpose.
Nice.
You know, I want it to be like,
Nerf gun, shoots real bullet,
blows a hole in the wall.
You know, there's like little $10 webcams you could buy back in the 90s.
Yeah,
when they had those built-in presets and shit. Yeah,
very that
cool.
And you know, I like that type of appeal, and plus, to me, you know, I think there's enough people throwing billions of dollars in movies to, you know, give this clean, real life, real world situation. And, you know, personally, I don't have the funds to make those things happen.
Yeah.
And maybe someday, but
did you know Kevin Smith maxed out all of his credit card, like 5 credit cards, just to make Clerks?
Yeah, I mean, everything I make, I make it on the littlest budget possible, and I really try to actually scale it down from there. I don't really use big teams. I have an assistant / kind of protege that I work with, and you know, we make things happen. And
what do they do for you? Do they like hold the cameras?
So actually right now I'm working to get them to kind of do camera work. But they do so much. They plan some of our shows, and they really help me plan out production timelines and how to figure out what shots we need to get, where we need to get it, where I need to be, where they need to be, and we can get multiple angles and, you know, simultaneously. So soon I would like to step away from the camera and really focus on just creating and producing and being in front of the camera, and not so much just behind the scenes.
I think one of my favorite things to do, because like I said, I'm inspired film artist. One of my favorite parts is editing, because that's when shit really starts popping. Like that's where you're creating the shit.
Yeah.
I just did a music video for our boys in Earthworm Von Duyl like a year ago or something. And I don't know, I had so much more fun just editing that than actually shooting it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was fun to shoot it, don't get me wrong, but like at enjoyment level, I was like, fuck, dude, this is great.
I feel like filming actually sucks. Okay,
it's a pain in the ass.
It's a pain in the ass. You have to do it over and over and over again sometimes, and you know, be in really terrible conditions and really cold spaces, or wet or nasty,
right time
or
of day, every time.
Oh my goodness! You know, it's like you know, we filmed an audition tape for Section 8 for Dragula a couple of years ago, and it was like 25 degrees outside, and but it was crisp, so you know what I mean, like
walking around gave that cool ambience.
Yeah, and you know, breath coming out of their mouth and stuff like that. So I mean, it was really a good experience, but it was fucking cold.
Well, you do it because you love it. Like me and Mike had that experience when we were recording our first album ever. We were in a shed that had no heat, and it was in the middle of fucking winter. It was about like between 18 and 20 fucking degrees.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So like we would record, and I would sit on my hands for like 15 minutes and record the next part.
You ever been in the cold? Your hands starting to go.
Oh yeah.
You ever smack your hand onto something?
Yeah,
hitting
it hurts.
Hitting the edge of a drum, like a drum kit, hurts so fucking bad when it's cold.
Yeah,
like I don't know. I see.
I've learned. I've got these. So I put gloves on, and then I put the little hand warmers inside of them, and I just like cut out my fingers, or like these 2 fingers, so that I can like have some dexterity. But used to. Like we were just out there, and like everything would be frozen.
Yeah. Take it from the last band that we interviewed, Eternal Carnage. their front man, it was like a fucking 20-degree day, and they were playing outside, and you just gotta play naked. So fucking, he's like playing with like, I think he had like some gimp suit. It wasn't a gimp suit. It was like just some chain suit or something, very, very little. And so he put like some hand warmers on, and put like one fucking under his gooch, fucking one up here, whatever. And he said while he was playing, they started like heating up really bad, and he was like burning up and shit.
Yeah, very that.
I mean, usually I just put hand warmers in my hoodie.
Yeah.
Just, like, sit
When you started doing that, I just put hand warmers in my, I was like, didn't I just tell you not to put it on your fucking gooch?
I recently just bought one of those outdoor like propane little
the
furnace.
tower
Yeah, the
things,
tower furnaces.
Godsend.
We used to have
So,
those too, but we
yeah.
stopped having it in the shed because it smelled like propane.
I'm starting to collect a really good amount of equipment that like makes things work and be functional, and
Have you seen the Hateful Eight?
yeah.
So like, they did that in like literal Wyoming snow.
Yeah.
And I could just imagine
Fucking
like
cold.
Samuel L. Jackson just like, it's cold in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And like, I saw a behind the scenes thing where like they cut and then he just walked straight over to that fucking tower thing and just. God, those things are a godsend, man.
They really are.
And they have two settings, off and the internal temperature of the fucking sun.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
And you can get one distance from them, and that's like fucking 5 feet away, or like you're just gonna burn your goddamn skin off.
That's it.
Get your tan going on. Get your fucking Donald Trump face going on. Jesus. Orange ass. Fucking. Man, I actually don't know if I have any fresh questions here. Jeez Louise. I think we plowed through them pretty quickly.
We did.
Oh no. So, what are a couple of your favorite horror movies of all time?
Horror movies. Well, I mean, I think for me, Carrie like spoke to me.
Oh hell yeah!
Carrie, that's an off the wall one.
Yeah, like it really spoke to me. I related to her a lot. I feel like we're soul sisters, and she like destroyed everybody.
Yeah, and
She's
like,
a bad bitch.
Yeah, the production value in that is like it's so little. I don't even know what the budget was.
It's
for that
super
movie,
small.
Pig blood.
That's not even pig blood. It's just like syrup and fucking red dye.
Yeah. So I try to think about like older movies, and I try to look at people who've made films for like $30,000-$40,000, and like. How did they do that? What did they do before technologies were technologies? And the expensive part of filming now is like location, insurances, and equipment and staff, So actually making a film really doesn't cost anything.
Have you ever had anybody like make off with your equipment or some bullshit?
Oh, hell yeah. So
God.
Like in 2010, I literally lost like everything, like all my artwork, all my cameras, all of my hard drives, everything. Jesus. Yeah, it was.
Sorry,
it happened.
Like a car get broken into? Or?
No, I mean I was all strung out, and just and shit just started disappearing. Everything disappearing.
Damn.
So.
Yeah. If it ain't fucking bolted down, you got to keep one eye off to the side.
True. Saying.
Like, didn't we have one of our buddies get a whole bunch of shit stolen from him?
No, we had a whole bunch of shit stolen from us.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. We were doing bass tryouts for one of our old bands, and we let this one guy in, and he was sketchy from the fucking start, but whatever. We gave him a shot, and $3,000 worth of equipment later.
Oh my god!
So somebody went in and just like.
And it wasn't even our equipment, it was his dad's.
It was my dad's.
Yeah.
So,
that sucks. That sucks.
And then homeowners insurance is just like, well, you said that you play out with that stuff, so technically it's business, and you don't have business insurance, so we can't do anything.
Right.
Like, fuck you. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. It's at my house. Fuck you.
So when it comes to like your films and stuff like that, what's like the overall kind of vibe that you try to leave the viewer with? Like, I like crazy absurdist stuff that like by the time you're watching it, it's like, what the fuck was the moral to this?
Like Eraserhead.
Yeah, or like really either absurdist stuff or stuff that's so fucking ominous that it leaves you like perplexed or like
Yeah, I pretty much, and this kind of is indicative of everything that I do, is I really want people to be like, what the fuck? Yeah.
But is there like a really deep meaning behind all of it? Or you
sometimes, but most of the time it's just like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah. Like, these people are not right.
I want to watch a movie where I think the director's fucked up. That's why I watch Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so, I mean, I have a short that I'm working on, and it's called Contra Punch, and it's going to be kind of a situation, but obviously, to put that out, it's still going to be a few more years, and I think that one's going to be really funny, and people are going to get it and hate it and love it at the same time. Okay. So I'm here for that.
Good.
You know, like shit that comes out that everybody shits on. A decade later, everyone's talking about how great it was and how hailed it is.
Yeah.
And all
like that game
so.
Earthbound.
Yeah, and I really don't care, but if it's cool to me and I enjoy doing it, and so if somebody likes it, great. If they don't, fuck them.
Yeah. So ultimately, you're doing it for yourself as kind of a creative outlet.
Yeah, pretty much.
So is there any other like future projects you're getting into besides the films?
Yeah. So besides filming, we are going to do some touring this summer. I do a lot of humanitarian work. So I'm about to start working on a documentary with some friends in Kenya that are their LGBT art house / refugee center.
That's fucking awesome.
That's pretty cool.
So
they need that down there.
They do, and they're really doing their thing. It's called Lunko Art Garage, and they're making some really cool art, and I'm going to help bring in some technologies and some funding, hopefully.
When that happens, let us know about that, so that way we can help get the word out.
Absolutely.
We are totally down to help out with that.
So yeah, there's that, and just continue rocking on. I mean, like I said, we've got the food show coming up, working on some sketch comedy. We just did kind of like a live improv show the other night, where's really a Maury Povich type situation.
Okay.
We needed the paternity test, motherfucker. We need paternity tests. More
too?
Really just paternity checks.
No.
I don't really care if they're telling the truth or not. I just want to know if they got a credit score that's worth anything.
Bring Steve Harvey, bring Maury, bring them all.
Bring them all.
Bring Oprah.
Bring them, honey.
Oh my God. So what would you recommend for people who are trying to get into this line of I don't want to call it work, but work.
A run.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there's a lot of hate that comes with it, right? There's a lot of people that it's really strange. In one setting, I will get messages and engagement from people about how I'm disgusting and of the devil and I need to be saved and all of this, and then 10 minutes later they send me a dick pic. So
I'll save you with this.
Yeah.
Half the time the people who are like, oh my God, I'm so disgusted about the way you look, are like, you look at their profile pictures and it's like this diabetic dude on like a Harley Davidson or some shit with a gray mustache and no hair.
I firmly believe
like, you look terrible.
I firmly believe that the belief in Christianity is the start to being gay.
Yeah.
Mainly just because, like, if you're repressed,
that's it.
It's like moonshine. The harder you try to suppress something, the more it'll just bloom under your fucking nose.
Yeah.
And take you by surprise.
The more that you hate something, the more you actually want to be that.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how organizations are still allowed to teach that certain groups of people are not valid or not okay, and still that not be considered hate speech.
See that never made sense.
It doesn't make sense to me. And more important, and they indoctrinate people with that. And more importantly, like, I really, when you start to think about how many people that has actually hurt and killed over time, to me, in my mind, that's like domestic terrorism, you know, over 50, 60, 70 years.
And I can't stand when I hear people say, like, you know, I don't mind, like, the LGBT, they're fine. It's just I wish they would get it. It's like separate but equal type fucking talk. Like, we got past that shit with race. Like, it's the same argument.
You know?
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Recycled fucking bullshit.
You know?
That's what I hate. It really is just the same fucking argument.
What's up?
Over, just rebranded. Everyone thinks they're fucking original. Like, goddamn Jordan Peterson. You know about Jordan Peterson? Count your fucking blessings. He's this psychologist from Canada who, when Canada instilled the like trans rights laws, basically how like they just put trans people on par with like everybody else, in that if your boss calls you like sugar tits, you can fucking, it's harassment. Well, if if you fucking identify as a woman and he's sitting there calling you a guy, like, you can fucking get him for harassment, and that's just putting them on par. But he was like, this is an infringement on my free speech. This goddamn leftists are trying to fucking just destroy free speech. This is what they want. And he fucking went on a crusade. And when you look at how many followers this fuck has, it's a fucking incel cult.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And I'll tell you what, like, even like as recent as like last year, the year before, well, actually more recently, within the past few months, there's like 200 or 300 like anti-LGBTQ inclusion laws that are going into, you know, effect or being debated in state and local levels right now across the United States. And it really all stems from, you know, whether or not these people are able to self-identify, right, as a minor, right? So if you look at it in that capacity, right? So if you can't self-identify, then they don't have to legally provide accommodations or protections for you as an individual. So it's just allowing the abuse to continue. Right.
Yeah, that's just
enabling it. It's just and actually it's kind of making it to where it's an inevitability. Like, you're going to have this result. And I can't fathom why people would want to just keep people from being
right,
and taking up space.
That's why I can't stand when people are fucking like, oh, these goddamn SJWs are just as bad as Nazis and shit like that. It's like, hold on, you know the fucking difference between a Nazi and these SJWs is that the Nazi wants to fucking genocide people simply for existing, and the other group just wants to exist.
Right.
Are you fucking dumb?
Yeah, that's like that's a serious fucking problem.
It really is. You know, I'll tell you, I have something here that, from the, who is it? So it says that, the Christian Coalition on May 7 of 2019, the Coalition of Christian Organizations sent a letter to the House of Representatives to state opposition for the Equality Act in 2019. They said it undermines religious freedoms and threatens charitable nonprofits and the way they serve the public, regulates free speech, hinders quality health care, and endangers the privacy of safety of women and girls.
My dude, hold on, time out.
Oh my god,
that is like 6 lies just shoved in top of each other, dude.
I think I'm legitimately triggered.
Listen to this. God. The American Family Association published an article in April of 2019 opposing the Civil Rights Act or the Equality Act. Writing that discrimination against LGBTQ community is a social good.
These people, oh my god, these fucking people.
That's so fucked. Like, you're literally hating somebody for trying to be themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you can't.
How about
You
that?
can't keep shoving things into a box. So this traditionalist American bullshit,
50s bullshit
it
remnants.
just needs to stop.
I know, you're not the fucking beautiful 50s family with the fucking wife in the sundress and the daddy all buttoned up with the fucking dog and the white picket fence.
Girl,
out
they
front.
want to be, though. They want
They
to
want
be. Oh, my God.
Nowadays the 50s family turned into fucking some dad that's drunk or high off meth beating the shit out of their kids. It's like there I know gay people who are better parents than some straight people.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucked that, like, they think it's gonna, like, destroy the children's minds if
do you think
they
is
see
gonna...
somebody, a dude walking down the street with a fucking, like, dress on. Oh no.
And then the next day they take their fucking dumbass kids to Hooters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay when titty women, but not good when titty men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titties.
Everybody has
Titties
titties.
is titties.
I have titties.
Yeah.
I don't got titties. But
I'm all titty, girl.
I am literally a tit.
Yep.
He's a tit.
Testicle and legs.
But, that fucking... I hate it when people are like, well, Donald Trump did so much fucking shit for... The first thing he did was that military ban, and the biggest part about that fucking military ban was that, like, transgender people shouldn't be allowed in the military because apparently transitioning mental status, whatever, but you have to take a fucking mental test to get into the fucking military. So if you pass the mental test, then you can fucking be in the military.
If they want to die for our country, which is a dumb fucking idea in the first place... Why not just let them do it? It's just like having kids or people who are under having the ability to get into the arm or the military when you're 18, but you're not allowed to smoke or drink until you're 21. That's fucking stupid.
There's some really weird arbitrary stipulations on the military, which you think about the military's ethos, like, all right, let's just fucking throw them at our enemy for fucking cannon fodder.
Yeah,
Here you
pretty
go.
much,
Yeah.
dude. All right, infantry 1, go in.
I think it's a matter of time before, people who are seeking asylum in the United States will be building the wall for asylum for temporary citizenship.
Yeah.
They're probably going to have, roundup of brown people and gays and queers and prisoners.
Holocaust.
Well,
Yep.
Did you know that it's over $2,000 to get to uncitizen yourself from the United States?
It's crazy.
You're free to leave.
Yeah, you're free to leave. For $4,000 you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, to become a citizen of Canada, it's like $5,000 or $6,000.
Which, whatever. I mean,
Money well fucking spent.
I'd much rather
Shut
go
up
over
and
there
take
with
my
all the
money.
free weed and the fucking the fucking donaires and the poutine.
Oh yeah.
I'll eat so much poutine.
Did you mention the toilets that clean your butthole when you flush them?
The bidets.
Bidets, yeah.
The bidets. Free. You get health care and your prostate clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I heard before that military ban thing was in place that you could actually transition and the military would help pay. Because I don't know if that was the case, but I remember that being a huge stipulation. Like, why the fuck should the military pay for people to transition? But, as long as the military is there, join the military, use it to transition, fucking leave, shoot yourself in the foot.
Well, I
whatever you
mean,
gotta do.
how can we even expect the military to be able to pay for that? And they can't even pay for, the health care that they owe to veterans for life from wars of past.
We have veterans on the street of Baltimore.
There's so much wrong with, the fact that our budget is so heavily relied on military. Well, now we have to have it as a security.
Fucking shook up the bee's nest.
Yeah.
All of them, every one of them. We shit in every single fucking antehole in the world, and now we've got to be on guard.
Because America can't keep their fucking dick in its pants.
Yeah.
It's gonna stick its wick in anything that moves.
I mean, what do you think the monument of D.C. is besides a giant resembling phallus?
That's basically what's going into these countries.
Yep. That's all it is. One giant analogy.
I feel like the United States is basically driving like a Hemi Dodge Ram down the street with no exhaust on it,
Dragging some poor
playing fucking Nickelback, you know,
Nickelback.
someday.
drinking a fucking like Pabst,
With the fucking Punisher flag on the back.
With the
Yeah.
Punisher flag, like right.
Yeah.
It's like the Punisher logo right on the fucking Dixie.
you
shits.
know.
And then underneath there has to be the "Don't tread on me" for some reason.
Yeah.
I was like, I love cops. Don't tread on me. Don't take my guns away. Who
Yeah.
the fuck you think are going to be the ones taking your guns away, bud?
And then behind the truck is just dragging along like all like the minorities.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So
I actually was on where I fucking live. I live on fucking. And I was driving around, there was actually a fucking car with a noose in the back, and I was like, oh my fucking god. I drove around waiting for them to stop so that way I could wait for them to go in and just fucking take a pair of clippers of that bitch, but they never got off the fucking highway, and I wasn't about to waste like fucking, a bunch of gas trying to follow them, but it was so fucking, like,
That's
what
so
the fuck?
wrong, dude.
yeah, I mean, I've had some scary run-ins over the years, and I was assaulted in a bathroom once. I mean, I knocked him out because I'm a giant, but like, why would you try to assault? Like,
Yeah, why?
I'm just
Like, he didn't expect to get his ass whooped
no,
by a woman.
by a 9-foot woman. There was 10 of them, I promise.
Look, y'all want to fight fair? I'll put a hand behind my back.
That's it.
I got beat up by a woman in the bathroom. Why are you in the woman's room?
Oh my god.
She was 30 feet tall.
Curiosity killed the oh my god.
Curiosity fucked the redneck in the ass.
That's it.
If there's
Twice.
anyone that needs to get fucked in the ass.
Oh shit.
And then there's that one fucking blind kid on the banjo playing in the background.
Yeah.
Did you get him, Timmy? No, I got my ass whooped.
No, so I mean, it's dangerous out there. People are assholes, and I've had beer cans thrown at me walking down the street. People yell at you, say things, point, laugh, scream, all that shit. I ignore most of that in my life now. Like, I don't really give a fuck.
You can't.
Yeah, I mean, you really, like, what are you gonna do?
You're gonna live your life, and they're gonna go off and probably die. Like, whatever. It's
The fucking meteor hits us 1,000 years from now.
It doesn't make sense for people to be like that.
Yeah,
because
that's
they're doing the same as you. They're living their
What's
life.
up?
You know.
Yep.
Did you know Brittany Girl Dale?
Yeah. So. So I have a lot of stories about Brittany Girl Dale.
I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of stories about Brittany.
Madonna Girl Dale, Brittany Girl Dale, Kesha Girl Dale. There's a lot going on there. And I ran across them the first time on Grindr, and which is a gay dating app, and I asked them if they wanted to go on a date with me to midget wrestling. It wasn't midget porn. It was midget wrestling.
Dude, I only bring up fucking midget wrestling every single time on this fucking podcast.
He brings it up all the time.
I had a table and with a bottle service and everything. I was ready. I wanted to go to midget wrestling.
Oh my god, take me with you.
You gotta
take me. Just
yeah, it was at a strip club.
We need to. Oh, dude, we need to go and do like a midget wrestling announcer table thing for the Podunk Punks, man.
Oh my god, yeah, just sit on the sidelines, be like, all right, and that's one leg to the face, one leg to the face. Oh my god, and they're rolling, and they fell off of the fucking stage.
Fucking great.
Yeah, they have it occasionally at Gold Bar in Baltimore. It's kind of fun.
No shit. Where is Gold Bar? I've
And
heard of it.
Pulaski, it's the worst.
Just based off the name.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Well, go ahead with your Brittany Girl.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they blocked me immediately. But when they were so they recently moved away from Baltimore.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And so if you don't know, they perform primarily on Ritchie Highway.
Mm-hmm.
For
every time I go up to one flight up,
yeah,
make sure to honk
that's it. They're over there playing out all their Madonna hits, and and barely any clothing.
Mm-hmm.
I love them to death because they just do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So when she was moving away, we did like a little tribute show on Ritchie Highway.
Oh,
that sounds lit as fuck.
Fuck, did I miss that?
I made a it's on my YouTube. I made a music video for them. A Time Goes By Madonna.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of really cool shit
about them out there. Yeah.
I remember seeing. I don't know how long it's been since I've actually like. Is it them?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Default.
I usually call it her.
You know, when you don't know, it's always best to default to them.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't seen them in like 2 years or something driving down Ritchie Highway. Like it's either I keep missing them, then I found out that.
They just recent, like in the summertime, probably.
Damn, the only redeeming quality about Maryland is now gone.
Pretty much.
Fucking gone, man.
Pretty much.
Only thing that'd be more Maryland is if that bitch was on Ritchie Highway shaking Old Bay all over herself.
So there's a couple of other people in the world that are, you know, kind of on that that level that I really want to work with. There's somebody named Mercedes in Monstar, and they're very, very fun like that. They talk shit about everybody. They roast them down, and try to get $20 for crack.
Nice.
I like that.
You know, so I want to bring them here and do some fucked up shit, and so every time I get on camera on somebody's platform, I always give a shout out, and I try to look for somebody named Helvete Chinese that is a trans prostitute that I met one night on the streets, and Helvete Chinese, if you see this, call me, baby. I miss you. I want to find you, girl. Helvete Chinese, we got shit to do, girl.
That's another PSA.
That's
unrequited love.
That's
so sad.
We're looking for, what's her name?
Helvete Chinese.
So we're looking Helvete Chinese.
Helvete Chinese.
So we're looking for Helvete Chinese, and we're looking for baby daddies.
Baby daddies and Helvete Chinese.
Cool. We're gonna have to make a wanted poster.
What's that Craigslist forum where it's like missed connections or something?
Pretty much that. Very that.
Damn.
God,
you know.
Way to reduce our show straight down to that Craigslist ad.
I just made a new Craigslist ad for myself today.
Nice.
So if you want to deliver an evil message to a loved one, an enemy, a friend, or a foe, me and my nastiest children will show up at their house with donuts.
Donuts? Okay. Hold on. I wasn't expecting the donuts. I thought it was going to be like bats or something.
No, we'll bring donuts. Deadly. They could be poison. I don't know. But, you know, it's on you.
It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It might be full of glitter. Who knows?
Yeah.
Wow, you know what? Since Eternal Carnage likes to talk a lot of shit, likes to hype, like they're big into wrestling, so you know they like to talk a bunch of shit. They like to try to amp everybody up, but everyone knows, you know, they ain't shit, they ain't nothing. So you know what would be great is if you could get your posse, and you know, we can fucking turn the tables on them.
We can make that happen.
Who's the real boss around here?
AJ's starting a promo, bro.
Oh yeah, it's on.
I'm gonna get you, bro. We're gonna take you down.
That's almost as good as when Vince McMahon said the N-word.
Oh my god.
He was wearing a do-rag too.
Fuck, dude.
Are you asking me to assemble a gay army right now?
I mean,
am I condoning violence online? I would never do such a thing. Wink,
Not
wink,
that.
nod, nod.
AJ, your face is on camera now. I mean,
Now go forth.
go forth and do what you must. I'm not saying no, but if you do, I wouldn't be mad.
Oh god, I'm just imagining a fucking portal opening up from the ground and all these people and just
All
like
these little
multicolored,
twinks and
bright beautifulness.
Bear daddies,
Yeah, boy.
leather jocks,
Why did we
and
get
drag
JR on
queens.
here with us?
We have a gay brother. His name is JR. He's been on the show a few times. We call him Bear Force One, Commander in Chief.
I'm into it.
That's pretty much it.
I spent the night over his house. JR was living over Mike's house for a good while, and I would go over Mike's house all the time, stay the night and party with him. And so one night I'm staying up, and they're both asleep. Mike JR's like, all right, see you, bye, whatever. And the computer's up, and I'm like, you know what, I need to Google something real quick. So I fucking go walk over to the computer real quick, and the fucking first tab that's open is the Bear Forest.
Oh, the Bear Den. Yeah.
Was it the Bear? No, it was Bear Forest.
I thought it was the Bear Den.
No, it was Bear Forest.
Whatever. It was like a bear dating site.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
lovely.
and we knew he was gay at the time. The one thing that wasn't like the thing that wasn't expected though was that when we went on his laptop, he had his screensaver as like all of his pictures. So it'd be like a picture of a dog, and then like a picture of a penguin, and then some big dude with a big dick, and then the next one was just some other big dude bent over with a big dick. So we were teenagers, so we were sitting there like,
Why is Santa Claus naked?
why is Santa Claus? Because this big bushy white beards and shit.
My brother found a stack of like Playgirls in my closet when I was a teenager.
Nice.
And it was like, what the fuck is this? I was
Should've
like,
put him in your dad's.
yeah, those are dudes.
Just letting you know.
Just like you know.
I was like, your overall experience and just like coming to be from little kid to teenager to now, how accepting has everybody been, in general?
Well, I mean, as far as my family, they're desensitized kind of to all of the crazy,
So they're not like never come back here around again.
No, they love me, and my grandma comments on all of my live videos and
cool.
my show stuff.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, she's really supportive, and my mom is, and
It's really cool when people in that generation. Because I feel like it's the people in that generation that has such a big problem with LGBTQ.
Yeah.
And
They also had the hardest life. So it's like, why would they give other people shit?
Yeah, and they don't necessarily get it, all the time. My mom is always like, why does it have to be about sex or drugs or poor or this or that? And I'm like, well, that's just what we live.
That's what I do.
That's the world we live in, and. It is what it is.
When you boil it down, that is pretty much all the fucking world is sex and murder.
Yeah, I mean...
When you turn on the fucking TV, how can people get like, oh, all this fucking shit over here that doesn't even involve me, pisses me off, but you turn on the news and it's like, rape, murder, kill, you know? It's all it is.
Absolutely.
So how can you listen to the news and just be fucking offended at that?
Yeah. Wow. But I mean, no, coming up was difficult, and, my mom told me that, so I was really picked on in elementary school, and I didn't understand like why they were calling me names or shit like that. My mom was just like, oh, they're just jealous. Don't worry about it. I'm
Were you
like,
pretty open and everything?
yeah, I mean, there was never really a need for me to come out as anything. I exist and I take space, and they're labels don't really define me, so
just like how it should be, you should have to learn what the fuck somebody.
Exactly.
Like, you have to sit down and be like, so why don't you tell me about?
Yeah, that's it, right?
That's the kind of shit that should be in schools.
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
Everything is so desocialized now
Yeah.
too. I mean, when you think about, not even just schools. School is pretty much like spend as little time with your fucking friends as possible. Let's hurry up the fucking lunch. Let's hurry up the fucking. Don't spend too much time walking around in the hallways.
Yeah.
Hurry up, bells ring, go to and fro. And then when you get home after that fucking facility, because that's what school is, it's a fucking facility. You walk in and it's all like you're in a fucking factory. And when you get home, and you know how video games back when they were first invented used to be, well, not when they were first invented, but the console games and shit, it would be split screen. You'd have you and your buddies all over, and you'd be playing together in the same room, and you could talk. And now it's like you have to be on a separate platform, internet connection in a different house, all your friends,
game,
because they can't monetize that fucking human connection,
right.
So they want to eliminate it.
Yeah.
And make you as lonely as possible, so that way you'll stay on their product. Like Facebook, the amount of hours you spend on there is like a reflection of kind of how fucking lonely you are.
Yeah.
I feel that.
It's we lack stimulation in this fucking society, and that's why shit like this, like the fucking underground communities and like the harsh noise and the LGBTQ plus and everything that goes along with it. The world fucking needs that. it gives color. It's like fucking, in a world where you just slit your wrist to fucking see color. It's that's what it needs. Show these people your fucking shoes, please. Please. They need to look at that. Oh my god.
They're just sparkly shoes. I'm not wearing heels today, ladies. Don't read me.
Is it getting it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me zoom in on that. Bam. Oh damn.
Hell
And
yes.
And it's shining off a light too, so it's making it extra sparkly. I'm sorry, AJ is simple. He does need sparkle.
I like shiny shit.
Yeah, normally I wear big platforms, and which make me about 7 inches taller, and as if I need to be.
You probably wouldn't have been able to get through the door.
I'm 6'5", as out of all of this, and this hair is fairly substantial, so this probably makes me well over 7 feet, and then the shoes really pop me up to like 8 feet.
Right.
So,
have you ever taken like a nasty tumble or anything?
Oh man, so many times.
I'm sure that's a practice. That's like skateboarding, man.
I
It's
swear, dude.
Practice.
I've fallen down stairs. I've fallen off stages.
Ooh.
I had like last year, the year before. I was wearing really, really big platforms, like double stack platforms.
Stilts.
And yeah, they were huge.
Stilts.
And this twink comes. If y'all don't know what a twink is,
yeah,
it's like it's a compact little homosexual, and
Go ahead.
also known as pocket gays.
That's awesome.
So,
Shit.
so I'm in the middle of this dance floor. I'm underneath the disco ball, and there's like people everywhere. This place is packed, and this little twink just feels the need to jump on me. Because I guess they're like,
Did you even feel it? You're like,
it's a tree.
Mosquito.
It's like, let me climb this giant human tree. And so
I played too much God of War or something.
I brought like 6 people down with me, like, because it threw me off. I'm like, dude, I'm standing on like 9-inch shoes. I want to
Trust fall.
Yeah, one of my shoes broke, and that was it was awful. Oh my god, it was awful. I tore off one of my girlfriend's wigs.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like a whole center of the dance floor went.
That's just an ugly night. Yeah. Fuck. Oh.
It's it happens. It happens.
I imagine some like fierce shit. What's like some of the fiercest shit you've seen go down? In the mouth.
Yeah. So
to hold somebody back.
Besides beating somebody.
Besides beating, well, there's been a lot of that. Not necessarily in a violent capacity. I've seen people get arrested for just being ridiculous. As far as in nightclubs or what? Where?
Yeah, have you ever seen like somebody just show up and like, it's that fucking bitch, and then somebody's like, it's that fucking bitch, and then they just like, and all hell breaks loose.
Oh yeah, that
posses against gang fights.
You've never been to Pride in Baltimore.
I believe it. JR has told me that there's a lot of shit that goes on.
So now cops have to be down there at Pride, and there's a big the community that doesn't want them there, and I'm like, well, then fucking behave,
Yeah, no,
like,
exactly.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, there's that. I did see so I was at this one skin show, which is like basically where they just like slice people open and like pierce them back together or do hooks and suspension art. And so like they hang them up from the ceiling and hook them through like their meaty parts
saggy parts.
And
all saggy parts are probably
don't
tight
say
when they
saggy.
and one time this guy was on, and I guess it wasn't in very good, and it just ripped right through.
Oh, fuck.
So
That sucks.
that was pretty gnarly.
They take it like a champ, or were they
I saw this chick where she was doing these metal grinders on this like metal breast piece, and it slipped and like
the titty.
Nah, it hit right underneath and like the rib area and was like grinding up her like little. But she didn't have. She had like the bristly one, so it wasn't like a
straight metal.
Yeah, so like that would have just been like slicing her bones up, but this was just like really just ripping her skin off real bad.
Like a weed whack, like a really powerful weed
whack. I mean it's like a metal, it's like a barbecue scrub brush, you know what I mean? Like going at 60 miles an hour.
I don't remember if we watched
nice buff.
Yeah.
I don't remember if we watched it on the main show or not, but I remember that one video. I don't remember if you sent it to me or not, but there was a dude that was suspended by his like shoulder blades during a metal concert.
Oh my god!
Moshing.
People were like pushing him and shit,
swinging him back and forth with the fucking shits in his arms. He's like,
oh my god!
I'm like, okay,
why can't we get that for our band?
I always think, man, I couldn't do that.
You know,
the main reason is because I'm fat and I probably would rip my skin as soon as I went up. But like,
so I saw
if
this.
I was skinny, I don't know if I could do that.
I saw this performer recently, again at Filthiest People Alive, and she had a surgical like stapler and like stapled these elastic bands,
surgical stapler,
yeah, and was like I guess what they close up wounds with, or after surgery.
That's beautiful.
And she stapled these bands like into her tits and all over her arms and legs and face and shit like that, and had them suspended like around this thing, and she was just sitting there leaning into it, like pulling all her shit, like.
I remember watching it.
And she ripped them all out too. Like, it was just gnarly.
Jesus Christ.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
That's dedication. Like,
that
you have to
dedication.
like your art in order to do that.
You know what I mean?
Shit on these people, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some wicked shit out there. There's some performers that really like destroy shit. There's somebody named Bonnie Beccanecco, and she's in Europe, I think in like UK probably, and she does like sacrificial body art. So
say that again.
Sacrificial
body art. And so like she removed. I'm sorry, I apologize. She is not a she. They are he. Okay. And so they, them, he, his is their pronouns, and they removed their nipples from their breasts and got branding over it, so there's like designs there, and then they cannibalized their nipples.
What, dude? We need to go to these shows.
Now is this for like absurdity and like performance, or is there like a spirituality that underlies all of this?
I think well, I don't. Particularly with them, they do some of the most extreme things I've seen, and they definitely have something behind what they're doing, and there's a meaning for it. I'm not sure if it's a spiritual situation or if it's like fully expressional or has some sort of like deeper, meaning to them personally.
Where my mind kind of naturally goes with is when you think like nipples, you think like life, like, you think like breast milk, whatever, and by taking those off, it's like a fuck life kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think they recently like compiled a video or a book about it, something along those lines.
If you can get that title,
I'll send it to you. I'll ask them.
Have you ever been to New York City?
Of course.
Have you been to the Museum of Sex?
So I recently have come across this fucking sponsored ad for the Museum of Sex. What is that? Super Fun Land or something?
Hey, it can be. You've been to it.
Called?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just said
I think so. They have Museum of Sex, and then right now there's like an exhibition called Super Fun Land.
Oh shit!
It's like the erotic circus.
Yeah. See, when I went there,
how the fuck do I know all this shit?
Hey, if there's anyone to know.
When I went up there, I had I went to the Museum of Sex, and it's like 3 stories. I think 4 stories. I can't remember. But it was like each one had a theme, and one of them was like where Akari bondaging and stuff, and that guy's a photographer, and he had all of his fucking photographs. It was awesome. they had one that was animals, like Sex in the Animal Kingdom, and they had like necrophilia and mallard ducks.
Oh god!
Like a big section on that. It was fucking hilarious. And then I can't remember the third thing because I wasn't really that interested in that one. But then we went all the way upstairs and they had one big ass room that was a bouncy castle.
Yeah.
With tits.
Yeah, and you can go and jump on the titties.
That's awesome.
It was tits out the wall and the ground. It was just a big bouncy castle of tits. It was amazing.
Yeah. You know, I saw this ad. I went and watched the video for this promotion, and I was like, I really want to go to... I think I really do want to go to this, but I was hesitant, and now that I know somebody that's been there, I was hesitant to... I was just going to show up and it was just going to be some old man in a fucking bathrobe being like, hey, come in here, look at my museum.
Look at mine. They have like a whole, I think the downstairs is dedicated to like all
$25.
I got some popsicles. I got some popsicles in my basement.
I mean, only in New York.
You know what I'm saying? So.
The old guys will do anything for a fucking bottle.
I'm saying, you know?
I can't remember if it was like the downstairs was like the gift shop kind but they also had like a bunch of different sex toys and stuff you can have. They had this rubber hand where each finger was well no, I mean like they did have the fist, but they had a rubber glove that each finger was a different kind of dildo.
Yeah.
And the one that really just made me think was that thumb, because it was a big spiral shape. And I just got done watching reading a bunch of manga that had some really fucked up shit with spirals. Go look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
well, tell her about the backstory about the manga with this. It's basically just like they think spirals are aesthetic, so these people get fucked up surgeries to put like spirals in their bodies and shit.
And some of them will like jump in. Like, have you ever heard?
Do you like want to walk around with like a spiral in their coot or something?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Huh. But like. It's just about, like, this whole town who has an obsession with spirals to the point where they fuck themselves up with it. And there was this one scene that's really famous where this dude, like, jumped into... You know the big, the water wheels that conduct electricity?
Yeah.
He threw himself into one of the old-timey ones like that, and the bitch spiraled him up. And they, like, find him, and he did that on, like, to himself on purpose. It's some fucked up shit. Like... people get, I think it came from like a phobia of spirals, because the dude found out people have like a spiral phobia, so every day he would just go into his notebook, start drawing spirals everywhere, and try and figure out why people are scared of it, and then he just came up with this H.P. Lovecraft X fucking, like, fucked up like 7-part manga about it. It was really good. A very small concept to throw like a 200-page manga out, like a comic. It was dope.
So what were you telling about the spirals? The spiral fucking
my bad. Yeah, the
plug.
spiral thumb thing was like, it was just a big, like, it was like this thick. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It's like that thick and nowhere near the size of any normal thumb. And it had a spiral going down it. And I was like, that just makes me cringe looking at it, and I don't know if it's from that book or not.
So when you say like a hand with a bunch of dildos on it, is it like a Mr. Potato Head where you can like take the dildos off and put different dildos on?
They're all just intact dildos, but each finger is a different dildo. So
that seems really impractical.
Yeah,
dildo hand.
I agree, because I feel like you would not only get stuck at some point, like you probably wouldn't be able to stick your ring finger in there without fucking putting these somewhere. Or whatever, but the shocker wouldn't be a very good thing to do either.
Ouch.
So, we're running on about 2 hours now. Or do you want to end it here?
Well, I was about to say 2 hours is just usually... We go about like 10 minutes over 2 hours. Usually got to cut it down, so... after edits and everything, I'll probably chop it down to about 2 hours. But, what's some people, if... To give like a second first impression, if you had to give a rundown of yourself, like, that people had to take away, like, they're never going to meet you again, like, bam, this is me, how would you kind of describe yourself to other people?
Really a circus of ridiculousness, honestly. If I had to describe something, that's the best I can do with it.
Okay.
That is a fantastic jacket you're wearing.
Thank you.
I really like it.
I got it in Virginia. This is a 1980s Soviet parade jacket. I have a lot of the communist like USSR, so their workers were categorized, right?
Proletariat.
And so you had to wear the uniform of whatever type of worker you were, right? If you were in food service, you wore that. They're very like utilitarian. They all look the same, except they're different colors, right? So some are gray and some are kind of tan or brown, and some are orange. Or it's like, why in the world would you really want to? Anyways, so I don't know if you chose what your profession is, or you were just kind of in a lottery and this is what you're fucking doing.
Yeah.
But the uniforms from that time were really cool. I think they were in probably the 60s or the 70s.
I'd fucking wear the shit out of it.
Yeah.
The Soviet aesthetics were really great. They were so clean cut. And when you look at their like propaganda, a lot of it is like female centered. Like they had like a lot of female rights like on the forefront of art and shit like that. I think they actually had a lot of art develop. You just couldn't criticize the communist government with the art.
Right.
But
that's, you couldn't have like political cartoons like you did in America.
Yeah, that's Stalin fucking up. But good old boy Lenin. Good old boy Lenin. My boy Marx. Normally, do I have my Marx shirt? No, normally I have a Marx shirt. Santa Claus. Daddy Santa Claus.
Daddy Marx, bro.
Well,
dude, I saw this thing on I saw this thing on the most punk philosphirsophirs.
Oh,
and so,
I love that picture.
Yeah, like goddamn fucking what's
Diogenes was all the way at the top.
Ayn Rand, like fucking shit fucking bitch was all the way down here as like the least punk. And then, like, Diogenes, do you know about Diogenes? Mm-mm. So he was this philosopher who, he was, I don't think he was the first cynic, but he was, like, the cynic. He didn't believe in anything modern society had to offer. One day he was, he gave away all of his belongings, shit like that, to live in a little barrel underneath of a bridge, and just butt-ass naked. And he was known for just, like, walking around the streets fucking jerking off, and people would be like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm merely scratching myself. I don't know what you're talking about. And then...
What a G.
And he was known to piss on people's legs like a dog. It was great.
I still love the
peak
jerk
philosopher. Oh, but he was, like, peak punk. You know who was right underneath of him?
Marx, right?
Fucking Karl Marx.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Marx.
Karl Marx didn't, like, jerk off in public. I mean, he's pretty damn punk, but, like, fuck. If I heard Daddy Marx was jerking off in public, I'd be like, all right, I might fucking read Das Kapital now.
Oh, here we go.
Shit. But is there anything you would like to say for all of our beautiful, fucked up viewers?
Follow me on Instagram, Teara Newhole Gsus.
And that's GSUS.
GSUS.
I was actually trying to pronounce it.
We thought it was like Scandinavian, like
Gsus. Yeah, it's Jesus. And Teara Newhole Gsus.
Why didn't I fucking see that? Did you see that?
I didn't. Yeah, honestly,
so at least I'm not.
I'm feeling the same thing here.
Holy shit! Wow.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Damn, we just found that out at the fucking end of the interview.
That's it.
All right, so where else can people follow you?
I just tore a new hole for you guys.
I know,
just
you tore
now.
a fucking brain hole.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook,
my brain pussy.
YouTube is still under construction, but there's some crap there. But yeah, we have a show at Reverb in Baltimore, 2112 North, or what is that? Charles Street, on February 28th. Okay. And that will be a collective with Sister Sarah, Helvete Inc, myself. There's going to be merch, and the Ginger Bud Man will be selling local fairs.
Ooh, nice.
So
AJ, we're gonna get our butt pussy on.
Nice.
So that'll be fun, and yeah, so just that's it. That's where we're at.
Cool. awesome.
Awesome. We really appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
I love the conversations.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I didn't know really what to expect, but
we really like to try and make it like not only an interview to get people to know you, but we like to have like a discussion with our guests.
I didn't know what to expect, but this was fun.
If you want on at all, you're more than welcome to come back.
Awesome,
Literally
as I have things, we can do like little previews, and I'll let y'all watch my stuff, and we can do like a little thing and do a little promotion.
We'll premiere
yeah. I'm here for that.
We usually
send us the leaks.
We've been slacking a little bit on our actual episodes. Like this is an interview. We have this is our interview segments.
Yeah.
But we've been slacking a little bit on our regular shows, which usually it has to do with politics and comedy, and stuff like that. So if you ever want to get on to just sit down and talk to us,
I'm here for it.
Current event bullshit.
I'm here for it.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
I will give you the good chair again.
The good chair. Thank you.
Yeah, the best. Chair.
Yeah. Also, I have other people too. If y'all want to talk to them and hear their weird shit, they've all got weird shit.
That's really what we need, because like metal bands, like when they come on, they say some crazy shit, but like what really needs some light shed on it is like the LGBTQ plus crowd, for how much shit that they're really getting, even within the metal movements and stuff. There's this weird fucking fault line.
Yeah.
But
and there's a really good, strong like movement going on in Baltimore right now that most people really don't even know it's happening. And there's just like this real just punk element of drag that's happening. And drag in most areas is very pretty woman, very I want to be a beautiful fish is what they call it, but this is quite the opposite of that, and just really exploiting our plights and where we've been.
That's really what was always punk to me, is like I hate it when it's somebody says punk and they think like the leather jackets, the studs, and the fucking. That might be what punk, like the stereotype, but that's the least fucking punk thing to actually be.
That's the aesthetic, you know, and you know the actual element of punk is to be the opposite of the establishment. And I am Teara Newhole because I live this life, and this is what who I've. As an artist who I've like worked up to, and now I have 20 years of content and things. Maybe nobody's seen it. I don't care. But
well, hey, like we said, when you send us the leaks and everything, our audience will be exposed, and they can
so that's and actually that's really what I'm working on for me personally, is just trying to find new ways of getting out into the world and not be so just in my small tiny little circle.
I feel that.
Well, thank you for humbling our very tiny platform with your presence and charisma.
Yes.
So that's it. Check us out on Facebook, on our, just like and subscribe that shit. Patreon's still fucking down for some reason. AJ, the Twitter, you wanna argue on Twitter, AJ is doing it, just go fucking Twitter.
Fuck me up, fam.
So yeah, thanks to you guys for watching. Hit us up. Peace
out.